Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Dilip and myself and our team from Mozanta Technologies will take you through this webinar. We are, uh, we are holding hands with Redington and Microsoft to take you through this, and you would get to know a little bit more about a hybrid approach towards adopting e-commerce through this session. Before we begin, let me just let you know about the ground rules. There could be questions from your side. You can use the chat or the Q&A option, which is there on the left panel of your screen, to put any of those questions, and we will be taking up as we proceed through the session. Once again, good afternoon, and I hope you are all doing safe and healthy during this crisis situations. So with that note, let me welcome you to this presentation. We have titled it a webinar on hybrid approach to accelerating e-commerce adoption. Be it adoption or change from an existing system, you definitely would need an approach which would control your cost and at the same time would give you a very rich functionality in terms of reaching out your end customers with respect to retail commerce or e-commerce. We, Mozanta Technologies, are a digital commerce expert, and we would like to articulate a few advantages of the approach that we would like to let you know through this session. Let me begin with a question. How ready is your business for e-commerce? Now, when I ask this, you may have different answers. You could say that, yes, we are already there. We are doing a lot of e-commerce right now. Or you may belong to a category of small to medium players who already have some brick and mortar systems in place, but you would want to expand it to the e-commerce or digital journey going forward. Or you could be very basic, level 0, I would say. You have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of business logic with you. You have products that you've manufactured, but you need a market really. And in this era, e-commerce or moving to reach your customers on a digital mode is the way out to ensure that you get maximum mileage through innovative selling tactics and merchandising for your e-commerce journey. So let me leave that question to you on how ready are you for e-commerce. Of course, we would be able to assist you further in charting out your readiness through a questionnaire in terms of how ready are you to put your business to the digital or the e-commerce journey. So what I would request is, through this webinar, let that question linger in you, saying what is your readiness level on e-commerce. With that, let me give you some of the personas and problem statements that a typical corporate or an enterprise would face in this era. Let's look at Steve. Steve is a CEO. He obviously would have a lot of pressure from the director board or the investors to ensure that the top and bottom lines are intact despite the challenging economic and market conditions. Now, there would be a lot of pressure on Steve to quickly accelerate the go-to-market strategies. And one of the big pressures that Steve would be facing day in and day out is on curbing the cost or keeping the cost under control. And in Steve's team, you could find Anita, who could be a head of sales. One thing that is puzzling Anita right now is because of the last 4-5 months, the in-store sales or in-store revenues had been down, and the sales strategies which were conventional need to be relooked at. You could also see an opportunity for new entrants in the market. And in that context, let's talk about Neil, a small to medium player. He would have great ideas and products. He lacks a digital platform to showcase them. And I'm sure some of you on the call would also resonate or empathize with what Neil is facing right now. Neil could very well, in fullness of time, be a competitor to Anita or her team. So that's a CEO, head of sales, and a small to medium player. Let's look at what the IT has a say on it, or what is the IT's view on this. The digital or IT strategies need to be rolled out in a safe and secure manner. So the IT folks would be having a pressure to satisfy a lot of demands while keeping the total cost of ownership under absolute control. They should be able to give an application which is rich and that can be quickly implemented. When it comes to retail commerce or e-commerce, there is also a group of people who invest a lot of their time on merchandising. Now, when it comes to merchandising, The situation demands that you need to pull your customers towards your site, towards your products. And this is not possible without intuitive offers, special promotions, and more. If your system is not able to give you this opportunity, you may fail merchandising your products rightly to the market. So that would be the pain point of the problem statement that a typical Robinson in the merchandising team would face. So just to recap, we have seen the pain points that are faced by a CEO, the head of sales. There could be a small to medium player who's looking for a right opportunity. There could be somebody who's in digital who wants to have the cost under control while rich functionality being given to the team. And there could also be lack of flexibility from a merchandiser's point of view. Now, why do these problems crop up now? Had they been there earlier already? Yes, they had been there for a certain extent, but the new situation, which they call the new normal, which we believe is very much the regular now, that has imposed a lot of constraints onto the top management in any organization. Let's look at some numbers there. Reports say that online purchases of retail is up by 76.7%, and the online revenue is up by 22.2%. So if your business is not digital yet, if your business is still in the level 1 or level 2 stages of digitization, then you're losing a lot of revenue, a lot of sales, a lot of customers in the bargain. How much ever you may deny it, it's a fact that our screen times are up. 55% of the adults spend more screen time on social media specifically. Now, social commerce assumes a lot of relevance in this context. Now, while we say that the online purchases are up, one of the things that is disturbing any e-commerce provider is the average order values are down by 54.5%. What does it mean? There is a high demand for incentives and promotions. There is no second thought in assuming that you need to pull your customers towards you rather than you pushing a lot of products towards them. So you need to be super flexible and innovative in launching these promotions to your customer. BOPIS, which is buy online and pick up in store, because a lot of people are not going to the stores right now. BOPIS or curbside pickup or similar customer friendly initiatives are in demand. So there needs to be more control and a lot of features on the operations side and better integration to the third party logistics channels. People are also opting for buy now and pay later and subscription models, which means your systems should be scalable enough to get into any of these new demands that the situation is throwing in front of you. Many of us do research online and purchase offline. That means integration of AI, ML, or any of those new technologies like augmented or virtual reality becomes the need of the hour. The pandemic has also seen new categories being in demand. So which means there is a whole lot of new players that are getting into the market that range from medical supplies to work from home essentials to health and wellness, and groceries and other thing which has gone completely online in this scenario. With all this said, cost still remains to be the key factor in making any purchase or investing decisions. That is purely from a customer point of view as well as from an investment point of view for any corporate. So what I want to paint the picture here is the new normal is definitely the regular now, and this will continue. Buying patterns are going to change. Habits of people are going to change. Are you ready to adopt your business to this? Now with that, let me just go into the crux of today, which we call the hybrid approach. But before I articulate about the hybrid approach, I need to tell you what we call the traditional approaches. Now, typically, a person who or a group who would want to move into a digital platform would get it fulfilled through a heavy platform which is suited for large enterprises. Some priority technologies or some of the proprietary technologies that would require very high cost of customization. So they would use these proprietary technologies, and any customization on these technologies would need a lot of customization to get to your customers. The business pays for your entire functionality while less than 40% of the suite gets used. A classic example that I always quote is the kind of gadgets that we carry. We have a lot of functionalities on them which we've not even touched. And that's the reality for many corporates as well. A set of functionality which doesn't get fulfilled through these traditional platforms also get custom developed using third-party vendors. And what's the end result? You look at very high capex and you end up with a very high opex as well. Don't we have alternatives? Yes, we do have alternatives. As a plan B, many organizations go to off-the-shelf products. Now, where the off-the-shelf product trouble them is on giving a very limited functional spread and absolutely less control on data privacy and security. So traditionally, you could take two routes. One is compromising on your cost. You run on a high OPEX and a high CAPEX. And on the other side, you could go on a very limited functional spread, compromising on your data privacy and security. What is the solution? And that is where we propose the hybrid approach, wherein you have a full functional spectrum, a suite of highly scalable and configurable commerce application, which is Mac native, I would say. When I say this is on architecture which is absolutely scalable, which is an API first approach that we are doing, and that is headless and cloud centric. So a microservices based cloud native platform that is built on pre-built components, something that is designed to scale up for any omni-channel customer journeys. The architecture is layered enough and it gives you reuse and long-term maintainability. And this platform also leverages Azure cloud features, and it's completely supported by a lean DevOps team. So this is what we are proposing as a hybrid approach, wherein you pay and you choose only the things that you absolutely need. And whatever is a journey that you need to custom make, the system would be able to provide that. So this is a kind of approach that we would want to propose in front of you. And with this, we would try to look at the details of this. Now, the architectural view of the solution that we're talking about is completely powered by microservices, and it uses the Azure Kubernetes service, a highly available and globally distributed data storage technique using the Cosmos DB. We can do it on a multi-region availability mode. There are traffic managers from Azure and standby AKS clusters, which would help you do this for the organization. Absolutely redundant data backups. They're using Cosmos DB and Azure Data Factory. And the beauty is that any new feature, because we do believe that gone are those days where any canned solution would meet any customer need. So what we're saying is that there is room for custom making solutions. There could be new features that can be plugged in, but those needs to be done without affecting your revenue flow. So it can be done with zero downtime using blue-green deployment. So this is the kind of architectural view we are proposing from a solution like this. As I said, this is a completely microservices-based, API-first, cloud-native and headless kind of a solution that we are proposing as a hybrid approach. Why a hybrid approach? I'm sure I would have told this earlier as well when I was presenting the solution, but there is a high alignment in the business need, and there is ample scope of customizing based on the business priorities. Any change, any deviation from the usual route that the business runs, it can be done at a faster turnaround time because we use a microservices approach here. There's a full control on data, privacy and security is of priority, and there is zero vendor dependency. Again, let's look at the flashback where there is a vendor who comes in and they might deploy a mammoth system in front of you, which compromises on your scalability and the kind of functional spread. And you're always dependent on the vendor to make any changes on the system. Now, that should remain as a flashback, and we should continue on this mode as we go forward. And since you approach it in a hybrid mode, you have a lower capex, it's a one-time license cost, and a completely controlled OPEX with no high recurring costs. That's the advantage that we're talking about. I should also articulate on the technology behind it, because a microservices approach does give you certain specific advantages. Let me make it simpler for you. When you adopt a microservices platform strategy, you're being highly scalable and reliable at minimal cost. It can be hosted on any major cloud platform, and integration to third-party applications which are on other cloud platforms also becomes much easier. These are pre-built technology components. You can use AI services that comes along with it. There is mobile APIs and more options available. That would mean there is an absolute control on what you are deploying for your customers. And evolving any app to reach out to your customer, be it a kiosk, be it a tablet, be it a mobile, it becomes very quick with minimal cost that has been involved. The advantage continues because it kind of supports all or cross-platform deployment, and management of the platform becomes very easy when you compare it with proprietary platforms. As I said earlier, there's an API first approach that we recommend with long-term benefits on quality and cost. So long story short, the question is, when you want to change your application from a traditional environment, or you want to adopt a new e-commerce platform, would you go for something which is CapEx and OpEx heavy, which provides you less security and scalability? Or you would want to call the shots yourself by making an absolutely hybrid approach towards your technical solution? That's something which we would want to leave you with in terms of what kind of a solution approach you would want to look at. Let's go back to the personas that we had seen. If you adopt a hybrid approach, I'm sure a person like Steve would be happy, because rolling out multi-brands with absolute control on cost, that is a priority that Steve would achieve. For a person like Anita on online sales, you can cater to a wide range of customers, and you become super flexible in rolling out new initiatives to your customer. For a person like Fahad who's in IT, a hybrid approach can balance cost and functionality. For somebody who's new to the market, the agility to hit the e-commerce journey running is what an approach like this would provide. And for someone who want to merchandise their product in the best way possible by adding new promotions, creating new campaigns, a feature-rich admin console would give them the benefits to launch quick access to their customers on these features and policies. So that's what it means to the users or the user personas that we were looking at. With that, let me give you a little bit background about our organization. We are digital transformation experts in the retail commerce domain. We are a customer-centric consulting house. We deliver quick value, and we always adopt the best-in-class technologies to help our customers accelerate their journey towards better business. We are in partnership with Mozanta, Microsoft, and Redington are a trio together now. Redington is helping us with a lot of initiatives in reaching out to our channel partners and our customers. And since we are primarily hosting it on Microsoft technologies, we have a strong backing and technical validation done by Microsoft as well. We've already listed 2 of our products on the Azure marketplace. Apart from the product that we are talking about in terms of a hybrid approach towards e-commerce, we also have a full-fledged AI service team that is working. So the visual search product, which is one of the first in the AI services rollout that we have done, that's also available on the Azure platform. There is a ZuseEye product, which is an enterprise monitoring dashboard targeting fairly at large enterprises. So that's our journey so far. We follow an Azure first approach, and we partner with Microsoft through this journey. Our portfolio includes products, bespoke development, managed services, mobile development. Apart from that, we do get into a lot of consulting, retail commerce, enterprise application integrations, cloud integrations, agile program management, performance engineering, and enterprise DevOps. What makes us different? We are into this for a long time, so we know how the e-commerce or retail commerce domain works. Deep functional and technical expertise in the domain. Agile development to avoid any bottlenecks. So we follow processes where for the absolute need of the process. A vibrant, handpicked, and stable, high-performing team. A trusted partner. Wherever we have made a relationship, that has stayed for long, and it had been really long term. We've done multiple project implementations, and the stats that you see there in terms of multi-site deployments, 12 cloud sites being maintained, the SKUs being sold, and the orders being fulfilled, all these have gone through our system to reach the end customer. So we've been there, we've done that, and we know what is best for our customers, and that's what makes us different. Let me quickly introduce you to the product portfolio. The discussion today would be mostly centered around Moscom, which is the end-to-end digital platform for retail commerce. The dashboard product is the ZUSI one, which is typically for multi-cloud environments where you can use enterprise monitoring. Mozanta AI services, as I said earlier, from visual search to recommendation engine to self-checkout to chatbots. There are a lot of AI services that are available from us. And there is a mobile platform for Moscom. If a small to medium enterprise wants to go quickly on a mobile mode, we can facilitate that in a jiffy. That's what we would recommend. So Moscom Mobile, ZUSI, and AI services are the key products that are in market right now from Mozanta Technologies. I would definitely be happy to take you through a demo of the Moscom suite. Let me just switch my screens for a moment. Please bear with me. In the meantime, let me also remind you that there is an option to post your questions. So please use the Q&A screen towards the left side if you have any questions that you would need the team to answer. So with that, I'm just moving to the demonstration of the application. I'll share my screen once again. I hope you're able to see our screen right now. So here, what we're doing, this is the front end of our application, or the storefront. And whatever happens on the storefront can be customized by a merchandiser or a retail administrator. I would take you through those steps later. So let me just quickly take you through a purchase flow here, wherein I'm trying to do a selection of a t-shirt and finish it using different payment options that is available. So here you can integrate it to your product information system, the pricing system if you have one, or it could be a backend ERP that is running to support the process. Now, in case you're a provider, you don't have any of these, we can do our own implementations. Our product would support in its standard package to get any of the data in any format and then take the journey further. So I was on the product details page. I've chosen, or I've made a decision to move forward. This takes you to the checkout flow from the cart to delivery to payment and review. So here you get all the options to modify your choices, maybe save it for later, increase the quantity, or remove it from the basket, like typically like any other purchase flow. Then I move on to the checkout. It gives me the option of addresses where I can default it to, or I can change it to. Here I continue. I'm just using a cash on delivery mode here because of course when the system is in its full sync, there are other options like the card or the net banking also available, and it goes to the last review page, and then I can finish the checkout here. So this is how I do the checkout process as such. I know this is not rocket science. We have demonstrated a standard checkout process, but then what makes it absolutely flexible is that there are additional features that are available with this product. Let me give you a sample here. There's a visual search that we have integrated with this. And when I do the visual search, I can click on any product that is there on the computer that I'm using, or I can take a new picture and upload it. The system will go search it inside the catalog and give me similar products that can come that can be of use for the customer. Now again, this search is completely configurable from a retail administrator or backend perspective. In case you want to push a set of products which are dearer to you, you can obviously do that. So when I do the search, the system will in turn go search all the catalogs and then get the right products in front of us. Maybe I'll just quickly show one more demonstration to you and then move to the next. So this is how typically a visual search works. What I'm showing you right now is the web integrated mode of visual search. The product is also available on a mobile or a bigger screen like a tablet as well. So those are the ones which are at the front end for you. Let me just quickly move on how these things get facilitated from a retail administration point of view. Now let's look at the front end screen here. You see the carousel, you have the offer zone, you have got the special deals and all that. Now, from a retail administrator's point of view or from a merchandiser's point of view, this banner and then show it in front so that I want to drive a certain sales or a promotion campaign. I can do a switching of the layout. So I can move it to a different layout here. And then when I go back to the screen and then refresh it, you can see that the layout has changed. So basically, the control lies with the retail administrator or the merchandiser in terms of what they would want their customers to see. So there's an absolute flexibility that is available from a retail administrator's point of view to change the skin, to change the format, and this kind of changes are always applicable for any of the other pages as well. So let me go back to page customizations here. Whatever goes on to the carousel, to the feature promotions, you can add, modify, change things here. You can manage the categories that flow in. You can add categories, you can change categories, you can edit the category information. So everything that goes on to the front end is completely flexible from the retail administration backend. And as I said earlier, the product follows a microservices approach, wherein all these functionalities are done through APIs, and any change that can be done as quick as possible. Now, these are demo applications, and I'm sure there would be question, are there any places where you've really gone ahead with the implementation of it? Yes, we do have done an implementation, and there are more implementations in progress as we're talking about. So let me quickly give you an example. This is a retail admin of the demo application that I'm showing. When it comes to a real application, the retail admin would look slightly different because the customer has their own demands to show it in a certain mode. So there are merchandising, operations, marketing, administrations, all the features available. So let me quickly take you through how the merchandising works. As I said earlier, there are n number of possibilities to change the home page or the other pages. So if you look at here, anything from featured categories, shop value icons, single banners, quick links, exploring your collections, carousel banners, all the changes are available with the retail administrator. The same set of features are available for the mobile app as well. Now, let me come back to the web application. I was just showing the home pages. There could be other pages like product listing pages, category landing pages, product details of display pages. All these changes are possible through the backend. Again, you want to change how the navigations look. You want to add a different category in the navigations. You can very well do that. So how the system would span out when it is in front of a customer, you can really make those changes there. The categories can be changed or edited. You have a control on the inventory. In operations, you could see all the orders that have been that are coming in. What are the kind of orders that have been placed. There's a whole lot of administration features available, from setting a tax class, tax configurations, shipping methods. What are the kind of discounts that you want to go for the shipping? What are the store locations that you have? Do you want to add a particular feature like a pickup from store onto a particular store? So everything is customizable through the backend. Now, let me also show you how does the final implementation look like from a home page point of view. So this is the live site that we want to demonstrate, which we have done through these backends. So you can see that all the changes that we are doing here from an administration point of view, you would be able to see that on the front end. So I'm not touching on the live site much. this is a, I mean, there are test environments and the live site. So you can see the live site here, wherein a set of banners would have gone in, featured categories and promotions, arrivals, new arrivals, exclusive ones, deals, all that would have done. Now, this is a test site of the same customer wherein we have done the storefront for them. So there are different categories available. Again, what type of categories gets listed, you can switch it on, switch it off. So this is the entire application in front of you. What goes here as a banner can be customized. Everything gets done through the backend, and you as a retail administrator or a merchandiser would get absolute flexibility in terms of customizing this product for you. And like I said earlier, it comes up with a lot of added features, which includes a visual search, other AI products, and more. So that's a quick snapshot of the application for you, what we wanted to demonstrate. And as I said earlier, we follow a completely hybrid approach because we know that a canned solution may have its own limitations, and wherever we have done the implementations, we had gone ahead, sat with the customer, understood what they need, and then customize the solution totally to the needs of the customer. So that was a quick demo. I'm sure you would have more questions. Please use the Q&A channel to have the questions done there. Now, this is a case study that we would want to talk about. The solution that you saw now is part of the implementation which we are doing with one of our customers. And there, the problem or the need was the platform was legacy and the platform was less flexible. It lacked choices for merchandisers, and adding new sales and marketing strategies were absolutely cumbersome. It led to a high cost of ownership and difficulty in making changes. Now, we pitched in with a solution that you just saw, which is highly flexible and it's on a next-gen platform. What you have seen is just one brand, and as we are speaking, there are more brands that are getting migrated onto the new platform. So brand-specific storefront is available. The retail functionality or the retail administration functionality is feature-rich, and an absolutely powerful and independent backend is provided to the customer. There are plug-and-play options. So a particular customer may have data coming in from a particular system, but for another customer, they would want to do a bulk upload of data through our system. So we can merge both these needs, or we can meet both ends of these needs. We are really flexible in doing that, and that is what we are demonstrating at the moment with our customer. Now, one of the flagship beauty brands are already gone live, and we are very proud to say that we did it despite all the challenges COVID posed in front of us. This implementation was done from multi-locations, and more brands will follow suit in the coming days. And we have an absolutely knowledgeable team who exhibit super teamwork to get this implementation done for our customer. So through this, we're changing the retail commerce game, and there would be more success stories to share when we meet after a certain period of time. Let me quickly articulate some of the values that we bring onto the table. An off-the-shelf product would come with standard features, which absolutely denies control from a business point of view. Integrations may sound pricey, and it's sold as an independent platform. Integrating the solution with any new technologies like data management or AI ML tools may be difficult. Whereas for a product like Moscom, it's designed for changes. We know that there needs to be customizations done. Third-party integrations needs to be done. And it's a self-hostable application. So once we deploy it, the customer or the enterprise is pretty much independent, and they can do work on their own without coming back to us a lot of time. This is a complete experience of e-commerce. So the platform covers the user click from the first click to the last mile. And out of the box capabilities of AI ML can be easily integrated. We already demonstrated the visual search for you. The recommendation engine is in progress, and that will also soon come and get integrated to the product. I reiterate the point that we are a completely microservices API based and cloud-centric headless type of a platform, which is natively built with the state-of-the-art architecture. Now, one of the concerns with any corporate would be in terms of the ROI. What we have proven is that we work out in terms of much lesser total cost of ownership, thereby pushing the ROI up for any organization. Total controls in terms of safety and security, and it is easy to extend for a unique customer experience. As I stated earlier, there is no long-term vendor dependency, no lock-in period. We completely use open source technologies, and we have a large talent pool. If you want to improve in terms of your business with strong domain-centric support, we have it ready. We have a handpicked talent pool as well. We are absolutely cloud native, and we provide the modern technologies for our customers. So that's what Moscom is different about, and that's what gives Moscom an edge. Before I conclude, I will also have to give you some demonstration in terms of how we have been flexible when doing e-commerce implementations with components that were different from our application. So we have done both worlds. We've done a product information management integration through feeds. So the screens that you see here, the ones which come through feeds for us. While we've also given screens for people to add the products in their own. So that's what I said. We are absolutely flexible in that approach. You may have a homegrown system of your own which can give data to us. You may have a different system altogether. You want to key in data yourself. We can provide both those alternatives for you. Another example is in terms of order management. Orders could come as a feed for us, or we could have orders managed on our end. So we have our own order management system at work for you. Another integration example is in terms of carrier management. We have done a whole carrier management system ground up, which means we have set the rules, we have set the milestones for the customer. So based on the agreement that you have with your third-party logistics providers, you can have the carrier information input into the system. The rules engine manages it. The milestone level tracking with a map integrated component is available. So we have done such kind of custom implementations also for our customers. Now, Mozanta works on a wide range of technologies, and the list is shown here for your consumption. Of course, we would be more than happy to explain to you if you have any technology specific queries in here. We have our customers listed here. And as I said earlier, wherever we have associated with a brand, we have done long-term implementations for them. We've not stopped with just one implementation. We've carried it forward for multiple implementations for them. That's what we are, and we would be absolutely open to welcome you to join us towards the new horizons in e-commerce. I would like to tie in this presentation by reiterating one point. There could be players who can give you systems which can do a lot of your work. That increases your total cost of ownership. At the same time, it may affect your security and scalability. When you go for digitizing your e-commerce application, give it a thought. Do you want to invest a lot, thereby compromising on your total cost of ownership or security? At the same time, what if you have an option to have a hybrid approach where you get both ends of the world? You have flexibility with you, you have scalability with you. At the same time, you keep your costs under control and you get access to new technologies and domain expertise. I would leave you with this choice, and of course, we can take questions from the audience if any. Thank you for listening, and we would be open to answer any questions that you may have. Please follow us on our social media handles of LinkedIn, Twitter, if you need further updates on our products. And for any clarifications, we would be more than happy to get back in touch with you and explain further in terms of our products and services. Assuming that there are no further questions, let me take this opportunity to thank you once again for your active participation and listening. We would definitely be sharing the webinar recordings to you so that you can go through them and come back with more questions if you have. Thank you, Team Redington, and thank you, Microsoft, for putting this together for us. All of you have a safe rest of the day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much from Mozanta Technology.